Hi everyone. My name is Bethany. For the second field activity, I chose Trend 3, which states the percentage of American children living in families with incomes below the poverty line has increased continuously. Nearly 1 in 5 children are poor today. So, under that trend, I chose number 2, which says examine the National School Lunch Program, its impact on assisting students from poverty to overcome academic barriers. Explain how the information gathered in the field-based activity may be helpful to you as a classroom teacher to treat students equitably and respect their cultural/family differences. So I chose this activity because my school, although we're an independent private school, we do provide, we have the free and reduced lunches for all of our students and the breakfast program as well. And many of our students participate in that. So I'm going to jump into the definition of the National School Lunch Program, which is from benefits.gov, which states the National School Lunch Program is a federally assisted meal program operating in public/nonprofit private schools and residential child care centers. It provides nutritionally balanced, low-cost, or free lunches to children each school day. So these lunches are delivered every single day, and they have a hot lunch option. There's usually a deli option, salad, or they can have a bagel and yogurt are the options every day. And any child can sign up to have it at the school, regardless of the family's income or anything. It's just the school participates in it, the school qualified for it, and every child gets to participate if they would like, which is wonderful because, well, I'll get into that later. But I also wanted to jump into a few statistics about and some facts about the school lunch program, which is from the website Vanco Education, which said that 95% of public schools get National School Lunch Program funding, and that is 30.5 million students that receive free and reduced lunch. The cost in 2015 of this was $11.7 billion. And there are some pros and cons to this, as the website stated. The pros, there's a lot of pros where students that come from low-income families can rely on getting 2 hot meals a day with breakfast and lunch, and their parents don't have to worry about that. There's also just the goal of the food is to be nutritional, which some people say is a pro, some say is a con, because typically it's not the best, and there have been studies that show that kids that consistently receive the school lunches are more likely to be overweight or obese. So that is kind of either way. Some people say a con is that it could cause a stigma if only certain students are receiving the lunches and they kind of stand out from the other kids that are bringing a lunch. In my school, like I was about to say earlier, it's most of the kids do receive the school lunch regardless of their family income or anything, so no kid is going to stand out if they don't bring a lunch. In fact, the majority of the kids get the school lunch, and very few kids bring a lunch from home. So there isn't really a stigma there, but I could see how it could be if it's only given to the kids based on their personal family income. There's also a con of food waste, which I see at my school too, where kids are required to take certain items even if they don't want them. Like, kids are required to take a milk even if they don't want milk, and kids are required to take a fruit and vegetable even though they might not eat the fruit or vegetable. So then that just results in a lot of food being wasted in them taking items that they're supposed to, even though they actually don't want them and they're not going to eat. And some goals for this learning session was, the first one was understand how students' basic needs affect their academics. This is something I always strive to do in meeting those basic needs so that students are better able to learn and focus and flourish in their academics. So those come first, and I think this lunch program, although it has pros and cons, I think that definitely helps in meeting those basic needs for the students. The second goal is to help students learn about proper nutrition. Obviously, this is hard to do when the kids only have access to the food that is given to them at the school and when it's not necessarily the healthiest, but instructing the students how they can make healthy choices with the food that is available to them and understanding how nutrition works is something that I think would be important. And the third goal is to teach students to respect each other regardless of their differences, and understand that everyone has a different story, so not making fun of people because of a different lunch that they have or anything like that. So I think that could help in the stigma aspect if a school only has a few students receiving the free and reduced lunch. So then I wanted to just touch on my own experience with the lunch program at my own school that I teach at. The kids have breakfast and lunch available to them every day that they can sign up for. They can also get an additional lunch, a second lunch, if they pay $1. So these lunches, they're typically pretty good. They're not the healthiest, but they've been requiring certain items for kids to take, like carrots or broccoli, whatever the vegetable is, which is good, and they're trying to encourage health, but the vegetables aren't always very appetizing. They're kind of just raw, and the kids don't typically like them, so it results in a lot of thrown out food, which is a con, but it is nice knowing that kids are kind of all on the same level in regards to anyone can have the lunch, and they're all kind of in it together. It's like a school bonding experience, getting the same lunch every day. And it's also nice knowing that kids can come in the morning and have breakfast, so that they're ready to start off the day learning, and they're not distracted by being hungry. So I think those are all great pros. I think there are some cons in the like nutrition aspect and food and waste aspect, but overall I think it's a good program, and I'm happy that our school participates in it and has it available for all students. So that is my video on activity number 2, and thank you for watching.